What is up, everybody? Today I wanted to throw my hat into the ring on what I think is better, Apex Legends or Fortnite. Now, I'm going to be taking an unbiased look at both Fortnite and Apex, looking at the pros and cons of both games. As someone who's played both games extensively, I can at least say I like both games. Also, by the way, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers, and as I said, if we can reach 1,000 subs before the end of March, I will buy and wear the Fortnite Peely suit in a video or a live stream. And another thing, I've been playing the crap out of Helldivers 2 lately, so if you guys want to see a Helldivers video, let's get this video to 100 likes. Now that that's done, let's get into the video. Also, one more thing. My voice still messed up. This dumb sickness thing, whatever it is, cold, whatever it was, is still messing with my throat, so my voice is still a little messed up, but there's nothing I can really do about that right now. I'm trying my best to get it fixed, but we'll see. Now, I shouldn't need to introduce either of these games, but I'll go ahead and do so for anyone that for some reason doesn't know what they are. Fortnite was a game that was initially a zombie survival game, a tower defense game if you will, called Fortnite Save the World. It launched with, well, I wouldn't say high praise. It wasn't all that popular, but a game called PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds was extremely popular at the time. Well, the creators of Fortnite, Epic Games, decided the game was really fun and wanted to try and recreate the style of the game in Fortnite. So they turned Fortnite Save the World into Fortnite Battle Royale. They eventually released it to great success. The Battle Royale genre was fresh, and Fortnite's building system and its silly art style made the game fresh and inviting to players of all ages. Little did Epic know, they had just cracked the winning formula and created one of the biggest games to ever exist. And on the other side, we have Apex Legends, which came out in February 2019. At this time, Fortnite was in its 8th season, or Chapter 1, Season 8, which was the start of Fortnite's eventual Chapter 1 downfall, where people started leaving the game, and Apex's crisp gameplay and graphics intrigued players all around. A great art style, amazing graphics, and gunplay, taking the hero shooter genre and turning it into a battle royale, seemed to be a success. Apex had swung onto the scene, and as if it was saying, I'm here, and I'm here to stay. And stay it did. Apex still has a very large active player base. Not as much as it used to. People were starting to get bored of Fortnite, and then Apex dropped. Not to mention, Apex's connection to the Titanfall games taking place in the same universe. It's no wonder this game was such a success. Both games are great in their own ways, but we'll be comparing them in many categories to see which is superior in my opinion. Those categories are gameplay, updates, weapons, microtransactions, and skill. The gameplay of these two games is honestly very different. One's a first-person shooter, hero shooter, with unique characters and abilities, and one's a third-person shooter, building game, and has a no-building game mode. Both games have very smooth gameplay and gun mechanics, but in different ways. Fortnite's guns are satisfying to shoot, and originally you couldn't modify the guns, but now you can in Chapter 5 Season 1. They made the weapons modifiable, and it's very different than Apex's system, where you have to find a gun, and then you have to find attachments to upgrade it and make it better. Those attachments are on the ground in bins and etc. Personally, I like Fortnite's system a little more, simply because, well, it's simpler. Every weapon has the capability to be modified the same way. Instead of looking for its attachments themselves, you can find them all in one place and use in-game currency you find on the map to change the weapon. It's very simple, but effective. That's not to say Apex's system is worse, because I don't think that. I quite like the attachment system. It makes finding good attachments very exciting, but it always sucks losing a fight because you have bad luck. Get enough extended mag. But it's not a huge problem anymore with characters like Loba and more ways to find good loot. RNG is always annoying to an extent, but even Fortnite has plenty of RNG with its weapon rarities. The games take the same approach, just in different ways. Apex is you find the gun and then slowly upgrade it with the attachments you can find. Fortnite is you find guns of different rarity which make your gun stronger, and then you can add attachments that fit your playstyle better. Both good in different ways. The movement of both games are great. Zero Build's movement can be clunky at times, mostly going through windows and buildings. But usually that's the only time I have a hard time with the movement in Zero Builds. And Fortnite's biggest gameplay standout is its building. I quite like building and want to get better at it. I just feel more home in Zero Builds. Not to mention I have a hard time using my left hand for keybinds. But seeing what other people can do to master this system is genuinely breathtaking. Build fights, in my opinion, are some of the craziest things in Fortnite. The amount of practice and time these people must put in to do these things is crazy. But Apex has something similar in their own regard. It's their movement system, where players have used and abused the game's movement system to create these amazing and crazy maneuvers. If you take the time to truly master the movement system, then it can be quite the sight, flying around the enemy and killing them before they can even move. Fortnite's gameplay has always been more goofy and fun-based, with weird and wacky items like the bush. And their first vehicle was a literal shopping cart. Apex has always been a more serious and streamlined one, though. They have a clear goal in mind, and that's what they go for. In my opinion, I think Fortnite wins the gameplay section, because Fortnite's gameplay loop has always been more fun for me. Finding better weapons instead of better attachments I like a lot more because it's easier and simpler. In a game as complicated as a BR, where you have to constantly memorize information to stay alive and win, I'll always take simplified information. For a live service game to stay alive, they need updates, or they will certainly die. And both these games know that, and they update their games regularly with season updates and mid-season updates. But unfortunately, I'm gonna say it straight up. I'm gonna have to give another one to Fortnite, because Apex does indeed regularly update their game, but nowhere near as much as Fortnite does. Partially that's because of their system that they make their games in, and the sizes of their teams that work on each game. But Fortnite releases content regularly. They used to do it weekly, adding new items and weapons every week. Now they mostly do an every other week thing, where they add weapons, items, sometimes just bug fixes and patches, but other times, mini battle passes, like currently with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle event, and a bunch of new weapons, like I just said, a bunch of mythical items for the turtles. Every season, it feels like they add a ton of new content, that being huge map changes or an entire new set of weapons, which Apex, on the other hand, unfortunately, I might say Season 20 was probably the biggest update they ever had, where they added the perk system and changed a bunch of legends, which Apex, unfortunately, doesn't have that release schedule, though. They release a new season every 3 months or 90 days, and in those 90 days, they usually don't update much, usually only bug fixes. They've gotten a lot better, though. Nowadays, they also add LTMs and such, but nothing like they used to when they would add and bring back LTMs all the time. Fortnite, unfortunately, is doing this too, huge catalog of LTMs, but for some reason refuse to let us play them. Maybe there's some reason they don't want us to play them, but I don't know. To put it into perspective, Fortnite takes a break from updates around Christmas every year, and this year they took a longer than usual break. That led to around 45 days of no updates, and people were outraging like crazy. Like Fortnite was dying and it was going to be the end of time. But Apex fans are used to that, because Apex has one big update a season and a mid-season update, where they do some balancing and changes, adding like different abilities and switching things up. That's about it until the next season. Last I heard, Respawn was acquiring a couple smaller developer teams to work on more mid-season content so that they can release more content regularly. And if they start to do that, Apex will be taken to the next level. Because right now, all we really get is a new season, patch updates in the middle of the season, and a mid-season update. Some LTMs if we're lucky, and plenty of collection events. Thanks, EA. Now, I know I discussed this a little earlier, but I want to go a little more in depth with it. The weapons in both games feel great. It's always a good time shooting weapons in Fortnite. The sounds, the visual animations, it makes it feel so crisp. But in Apex, Each gun is so much more unique because they take a lot more time to work on the gun. Apex has released only 10 guns since its release, each changed heavily since they were first added. Take the 30-30 for instance. When it was first added in Season 8, it was an alright weapon, nothing special, but look at it now, one of the best guns in the game. They modify and tweak the guns to perfection, which I really like. I also like Fortnite's system of adding new and unique weapons, but I think there's a limit. I mean, we've had so many Scar variants, it's getting crazy. That's why I hope going forward in Chapter 5, they bring back old weapons and make them modifiable. Like, think of a combat assault rifle with a drum mag, or an attack SMG with a hollow sight. It'd be awesome, and less work for the developers. I'm gonna have to give this category to Apex. I wish we'd have more weapons in Apex and cycle them in and out each season, but I like the system as is, taking weapons and refining them to great lengths, and I respect the decision very much. But also, take the bow check out of the care package. It's like one of my favorite weapons. I understand why it's in there, but please. Now, I know we all hate microtransactions, but they are what keep these games alive. Both games take the same approach in a way with skins and such. Apex has an in-game store and seriously outdated loot box system. Like, seriously, get rid of Apex packs. They were fun for a while. Now they suck. I want them gone. Apex also has collection events where you can pay $160 for 24 items, skins, banners, and etc. After all, you get the 24 items, you're rewarded with Apex's best cosmetic, that being an heirloom or prestige skin. An heirloom is a cosmetic item unique to that legend, with the exception of the Buster Sword, its own banner pose and unique voice lines, and the heirloom itself. Or you get the prestige skin, which is a skin that evolves the more damage you get, eventually leading to you getting an exclusive finisher for that skin. You can also purchase weapon skins, which in my opinion take priority over legend skins. I'll get into that later. Most of the lower level skins don't change much, but your higher rarity stuff really changes a lot, especially into battle pass skins. They have great designs and unique animations the more kills you get. And on Fortnite's side, you can buy skins, backblings, pickaxes, and etc. And with the newest chapter, you can buy cars for Battle Royale or Rocket Racing, or instruments to use in the festival game modes. You can also buy songs to play in the festival game modes. Both games employ the Battle Pass system, but Apex's Battle Pass have been historically lackluster. There have been great battle passes too, but majority of the time I only buy them for the final gun skin, and sometimes there's a couple skins in the battle pass I like, but mostly I couldn't care as to finish them, and that's why I've only finished 4 battle passes in Apex, one of which I only finished because I wanted to prove to myself I could do it in 4 days, and I did. Fortnite's had its fair share of bad battle passes, but when they do a good battle pass, they do a good battle pass. Just look at the current one. We got some great skins. Oscar, Jones, Nisha, Valeria, and freaking Peter Griffin. The battle pass also has a mini battle pass you can complete after you finish the main one, with bonus rewards, and recently they added quest rewards as well. If you're talking content for your dollar spent, then Fortnite has one of the best battle passes, because if you just bought this battle pass alone, you'd be swimming in customization, all for $10. Both systems have come a long way, but I'd have to give this one to Fortnite. The amount of items you can get for your money in Fortnite is crazy. Apex has its fair share of content, but one of its downfalls is it's a first-person shooter. When you buy a legend skin, all you're seeing 99% of the time is your character's hands, unless you're planning to use emotes a ton. If you want an item like an heirloom, you need to be extremely lucky and get heirloom shards out of a pack, which you only have a 1 in 500 chance to do, because you either have to pay $160 in the collection events, or spend around $500 and hopefully get lucky with packs. That's why earlier I said weapon skins are the only real thing that's worth it in Apex. You can see them all game and enjoy them the whole time. Okay, both games take a lot of skill to master. Apex, you need to abuse the movement system and aiming system to win. You gotta have good aim, but you also gotta move your character like they're not human. and be able to process everything that's going on and take it into account. Your legend abilities and your enemies' abilities. It's quite a lot to process and keep track of, but if you put in the time and energy, you can definitely master it. Honestly, it's not super hard to master either. You just gotta learn to input each direction and press which buttons at that exact time, which, sounds easier than it actually is. I personally haven't mastered Apex's movement system at all. I've only learned a couple things. Then again, because I just don't want to. Fortnite is similar in that regard because it takes a lot of time to master its building system because you have to practice building a lot. Like, you gotta practice building for days on end just to get started. You have to practice editing, you gotta learn how to box your enemy and what to do when you get boxed. And on top of that, you need good ping or you'll just lose. But on top of that, you need good aim because if you don't have good aim, you'll just get one pumped. Unfortunately, for the final point, I'm going to have to give it to Fortnite. Yes, it takes an immense amount of skill to master Apex's movement system. Fortnite builds and edits take sleight of hand to the next level. I think masters of both Fortnite and Apex deserve great respect, but I'll have to give the skill category to Fortnite. If we were just talking about zero builds, Fortnite, then I'd probably give it to Apex, because Apex and zero builds are more similar, but Fortnite is designed for building. Now, I know it may seem like I just completely hate Apex, but in reality, I do love the game and hope to see it succeed. It's just, unfortunately, the game isn't what it used to be. Fortnite is evolving and changing all the time, making innovative new game modes and breaking records. And Apex is just a battle royale game that has a couple lackluster side game modes. Not to mention, they removed the best mode ever made. Arenas. Yeah, I know. Hot take. Sue me. Arenas was amazing. Apex has to make some changes soon, or, well, unfortunately, we might forever lose a great game. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd love to see more of my content, then make sure you like and subscribe. If you guys want me to make more Fortnite content, or even start making Apex content, be sure to tell me what you'd love to see in the comments. But I've been your host, and I'm definitely not a ghost, and I will see you guys next time. God bless, and goodbye, my friends.